So, what is data science? That is a great question. So, data science is based on mathematics, and what you do as a data scientist is take raw data and use mathematical principles to generate computer algorithms and visualizations. Your goal in this is to extract insights from the data, figure out how reality is actually working behind the scenes. And if you're lucky, you ultimately get to run cool applications based on what you find. Now, there are two sides of this, or at least two. You can use data science to do sweet futuristic things like program chatbots and self-driving cars, or you could use it to do more corporate things like look at a company's business data and give the owners suggestions on how they can optimize their workflows and not go bankrupt. So, for some examples, if you guys have ever wondered how the mysterious voice inside your smartphone knows how to do exactly what you tell it to do, that is data science. Specifically, it's a machine learning AI technique called natural language processing. So basically, Siri or Alexa or whoever records your voice, which I know is unsettling thought for some, and whatever you say gets sent to the servers and broken down into individual sounds. The sound signals get cleaned and processed, and once Siri detects that you have said, "Hey Siri," your voice signals then get sent to speech recognition software, which then get converted into text format. The text then gets compared against all the words in the English language, and a decoder then determines what it thinks that you said. And then the actions just flow from there. And all of that just to tell Siri to set an oven timer when what you already have is a wall clock on top of your kitchen sink. So the cars. You know how we have self-driving cars now? That is data science. In particular, convolutional neural networks. I'm guessing everyone here is familiar with Tesla's self-driving car. As far as Tesla goes, the thing to do is train a computer to visually recognize things like streets and pedestrians, and then program your car to stay on the street and not hit pedestrians. This has benefits and it has flaws. Namely, your model is only as smart as you teach it to be. Sometimes, specifically, your self-driving car will do things...
I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
I have activated Siri with my discussion here. Go away, Siri. So sometimes your self-driving car, it'll do things like run head-on into an airplane if you don't specifically tell it to not run head-on into an airplane. This is one of the caveats of data science and machine learning in general, but especially in the case of self-driving cars, where safety is a very important issue. Computers are smart, but they're not that smart. Garbage in, garbage out. Sometimes, especially in the case of Tesla, it is really best just to keep the LiDAR. But also never miss an opportunity to take a jab at Elon Musk if you have the opportunity to take a jab at Elon Musk. So, to answer the specific question of how much mathematics you use as a data scientist, the answer is all of it, or thereabouts. We're not going to go around trying to prove gold box conjecture or anything, but we are trying to use mathematics to make sweet futuristic gadgets and applications that keep businesses running. So getting into the specifics, with machine learning, you use a lot of linear algebra. For algorithm training, there's calculus. For things like logistic regression and discrimination analysis, it is all about the statistics. And hypothesis testing and distributions are all about probability. When I published my paper on pressure broadening in the galactic center, one of the things that my referee came back at me was that while my spectral lines looked convincing in the images that I'd submitted, they weren't completely sure that it wasn't just due to random chance. So what I did to convince the referee that my results were real and eventually get my paper published was prove them with 4 different statistical tests and population analyses. So when your theories are questioned, prove them with statistics. I myself have been on both sides of the data science tech versus business coin here. I got my bachelor's and PhD degrees in astrophysics, and for my research I use data science to do things like prove my results. And as a data analyst for a corporate firm, I use data science to do things like find patterns in business data and instances of possible fraud. Which brings me to this free piece of advice for you. Be very, very careful of the words that you use on LinkedIn. I made a post describing a project that I was on involving fraud detection, and out of nowhere, all the auditors started contacting me to try to get me to do work for them. So be very careful what you say there. Anyway, this just goes to show that it all depends on your perspective. Some people enjoy using data science to push humanity into the future so that we can have cool gadgets like they have on Star Trek, and some people might just enjoy knowing that they have done something useful with the numbers. There is a niche for everyone. So if you are enjoying your math classes with Ms. Frew and you like doing exciting things with numbers, then there is a very high probability, see what I did there, that you would also enjoy being a data scientist. Next question. How did you choose what to study in college? Did you need additional training for your current role, and how did you get that training? Well, so when I was 5, I wanted to be an astronaut, and when I was 5.5, I discovered that I loved outer space, but I was also terrified of heights. So the study of space without actually going into outer space seemed like the ideal option for me at the time, hence astrophysics. I always loved the beauty of math and how we're able to describe so much about our universe with such concise structure, and astrophysics uses a whole lot of math. My being a data scientist now is actually a testament to the fact that you are not confined to your academic degree. I built my whole life around astrophysics, and one day it just wasn't enough. I wanted to push the envelope of what was safe and familiar and see if I could actually make an active and positive contribution to my fellow human beings and their livelihoods and technological situations. And to be quite honest, machine learning is just fun. It's fun to code, it's fun to run, it's fun to make visuals and see what patterns the computer sees that we as humans can't. The field itself is expanding, and right now is a fantastic time to be in data science. So if you think that's something that you want to do, hop on board. You will be in good company. As far as skills and credentials go, if you get a master's degree in data science, you will be in a very good place to start a data science career in either the corporate world or academic and tech research. I clearly did not take this path because I was busy surfing across asteroids. To get my credentials to do what I do now, I participated in a KPMG-sponsored AI academy where they took ruffians like myself off the street and taught us how to use Power BI and Microsoft Azure. We had 3 certification exams to pass in 3 months, as well as a series of extremely intense consulting simulations. And I honestly don't remember sleeping very much throughout any of it. But I got a job in data science, and it's never stagnant. We're always learning new things for the different projects that we're on, and KPMG provides us with lots of learning materials, and they also sponsor us to get further credentials and learning paths. So we're always pushing forward. If you are feeling like you're complacent with your lot in life, then you need to push yourself. Data science can be a challenge, but it is a good challenge. What is a normal day for you like at work? Well, at 4 a.m. I get woken up by a cat. At 6 a.m. I get woken up by another cat. At 8 a.m. I open the bathroom window because my cat who woke me up at 4 a.m. is sitting on the ledge above the garbage cans and meowing pitifully at me to let him back in. I let him back in through the bathroom window and he falls asleep on a stack of toilet paper. I then pack my bags for work and buy a bus ticket into town. The KPMG building itself is in the heart of the Belfast City Centre, so my walk into work includes both a combination of strolling past a bunch of high-rise buildings, as well as crossing over the River Lagan, which, incidentally, is famous for being the location where the Titanic was built. Humble brag, FYI. But maybe you knew that already. At any rate, once I am in the KPMG building, I enter it with my employee building pass and brace myself for whatever is about to unfold. After engaging in requisite social niceties with my colleagues, I unlock my work computer and start correspondence with people like my managers, director, and project leads, because in a field like consulting, communication is key to everything. And then once all of the logistical things are sorted, I get back to work with whatever project or study route I'm on. People generally recommend that you take breaks to let your mind reset after you've been working for X amount of time, but my own tendency is to plow through for hours at a time because my brain works really fast with multiple interrelated ideas and concepts at once, and I feel like if I don't finish a task when I'm working on it, then by the time I get back to it after taking a break, I will have completely forgotten what I was ever doing in the first place. This is not a healthy approach. please do not do what I do. Take care of yourselves and put your health first. Your body needs breaks even if you don't think so. That said, I cannot resist a good meme. If I see a solid meme come through Teams, I will stop whatever I am doing and reply with another meme. So memes are my weakness. Courseworks, internships, certifications. What was the most helpful in preparing you for your role? YouTube tutorials and Stack Overflow. And I am dead serious about that. And also just having your own inherent drive and a creative mindset. There is very little in the way of predictability for what I do now, and the best teacher for me so far has always been just the experience of just diving into a project and figuring it out. That said, Free Code Camp was super useful in helping me to get my feet wet in data science waters, and Data Camp, which is a free phone application, is useful for keeping your mind sharp with just regular data science exercises. As far as coursework goes, in my own case, my math classes were not very useful in preparing me for what I do now. Now, it's not that the teachers were bad or the material irrelevant. I've had many amazing teachers and truly wonderful courses. It is just that we were always on a super tight time schedule, so I prioritized my studies for the homework sets and the exams. And instead of taking a topic and picking it apart and really learning it, I learned how to solve just a few very specific situations. So not exactly that useful in the real world. That said, keep doing what you were doing in school. Keep an open mindset and stay curious. My route into data science is extremely atypical, and if data science is what you want to do, then you would almost certainly do well to stick to the course, get it into a great mathematics program, and just conquer the world from there. But if you do something else first, you can still become a data scientist down the road. I mean, I'm living proof here. What is your favorite part of work? What is the biggest challenge for you at work? I really love the open-ended projects where the client says, here's the situation, here's the data, go forth and bring me back a solution. Having situations like this gives me a chance to explore the problem from all sorts of angles and brainstorm and ask questions and really get at the heart of what is going on, and then come back with creative solutions for it. For this one project that I was on, the lead just told us that she wanted to find patterns in the data. So we did the usual bar charts and scatter plots, yes, but I was like, what if we make predictions based on those data patterns? We have machine learning, why not use it? Why not build a regression model? And then beyond that, why don't we make the regression model three-dimensional? So I wrote a script to build an interactive 3D regression model, and that model is now being leveraged as one of the firm's global assets. The graphs on these slides are similar to the ones that I made for my project, but I didn't upload them here because they are now the property of KPMG, and I don't want to breach any agreements or protocols on that. But anyway, it is really a great feeling knowing that something that I made and put so much of myself into is now taking a life of its own. My biggest challenge at work. It is when my cat jumps onto my keyboard in the middle of a very important project meeting and deletes all my files. I have had text exchanges with my teammates where I seem coherent 1 minute, and then it's just the letter G repeated over and over. Whole window, nothing but the letter G. And both my cats are adorable, and I don't want to move them if they're happy where they are. So what I'll do is I'll get a little treat bag and shake it at them and just hope that they come get the treats. What kind of person would like your degree or job? Any lover of outer space and science fiction would love my degree. Both astrophysics and data science require analytical prowess as well as creativity. If you want to make waves or at least do meaningful research, you can't just do what's been done before and be happy with it. You have to understand the methods and best practices, why things are the way they are, and then bring your own ideas to the table and just try them out. Sometimes these ideas will be bad ideas, especially at the beginning of your career, as I myself well know. But just keep at it, find your niche. If the fit isn't right, you'll know it, and if the fit is right, you'll know that also. That said, KPMG is always on the lookout for new talent, so keep this in mind if you're starting a career in data science and AI.